Hello, I'm glad that you're here. This is just a brief little video about So it was time to head out from LA.
I mean, don't even talk to me until I've had my morning coffee, am I right, brother?
I might have a hemorrhoid.
This is my friend Blake. We've known each other for a very long time, and anytime I want to do something most people would say no to, I count on him to be the yes man. So after I told him I was going coastal, we came up with an idea for a road trip. Once our bags were packed, we began the journey to Sequoia National Park. Okay, yeah, you get it. We did a lot of driving. When we were far enough away from civilization, we thought it would be a good time to pull over and get some proper Western shots. And since it was the middle of the day, there was no better choice than a little Cinestill 50D.
A little Cine 50D, you know what I'm saying? You know, because it's sunny. Do you get it? Do you understand, Blake? Do you get it?
I didn't know if you wanted me to talk. Film litter? I barely know her.
And then buemo kablamo, you got yourself, once you shut it right, you got yourself a f***ing shot of film.
I f***ing suck at loading 120 film. Literally, the first frame is light leaked almost every time. If anyone has any tips or tricks on how to not f*** this up, please leave a comment.
Yeah, no, this just all looks stupid. Let's wrap her up.
So, our trip was only supposed to be a 3-hour drive that day, but as Southern boys that had really only seen the rural West in movies, we made it into a 6-hour drive by pulling over at just about everything. It's all about the journey, you know? For some reason, this particular roll of Cinestill had incredibly off colors for the first 4 shots, so not only do the compositions suck worse than Pearl Harbor, but everything looks like it just got a spray tan. No worries though, because it seemed to behave itself for the second half of the roll. Most of this landscape was absolutely gorgeous, but my only complaint was there was not nearly enough pubs. So instead we ended up at Cedar Creek Pizza.
I don't know if you want to choose or not.
Whew, that hits.
This place was absolutely lovely. We ended up talking to the lady that owned it for an hour and a half, and at the very end she was kind enough to let me bring my giant ass camera to photograph the bar. I really liked this picture, and the experience at a random restaurant in rural California was just so enjoyable and refreshing it completely renewed my spirits for the rest of the car ride. Anywho, it wasn't too much further until we were in We were still a ways away from Sequoia proper, so there weren't any giant trees to be seen, but it did mean we were close to our lodgings for the night at the Mountain Lake Motel right by Lake Isabella.
Well, here it is. Home sweet home.
I did try to get an image of the motel room, but then my dumbass double exposed it because I got excited and thought the courtyard looked nice. So, if you were ever wondering how a picnic table sleeps, here's a really rare picture for you. I also got one with some retrochrome, but I metered it wrong. Yeah, it just wasn't meant to be. By the time we got settled in, the sun was beginning to set, and they weren't kidding about West Coast sunset lighting. With the Cinestill spent, I loaded up some Portra and started walking around the town. I don't know what my obsession with this motel was or why I took so many pictures of it. I think I just always spend my solo travels in a tent, so this felt like true luxury to me. We were actually running out of light really quickly, but we came across a spot that had a gorgeous view of the lake and a healthy dose of biblical symbolism. I really like how this one turned out. I think Portra nailed the colors, and I feel like the overall composition is quite good. This may be one of my favorite wide landscapes I've ever taken. I really like how the landscape changes the further off into the distance it goes, and the desert sunset colors are just incredible. I also took some alternate shots with retro chrome in the Pentax, and I think the colors are well suited for the desert landscape. I think I just should have metered a stop lower to account for the expired film, because if you didn't notice, it is in fact underexposed. With all the light fading away, we went back to the motel room, poured a glass of whiskey, and watched old dramas from the 1940s until we passed out.
He held me, and he whispered to me. He said that we should kill my husband, and then we'd be together. And then he said, Sheriff, he was trying to kill Denver because he was the ranch. And all I said is, hold on a moment. But when he
Good morning.
We woke up the next morning to some lovely clouds and lighting and decided to head back to the same spot to squeeze out a few more compositions.
You talk to me again, I'm gonna
None of them were really anything special, except this one. Holy shit, I wish I made that a medium format shot. The 35mm captured the lighting beautifully. The Pentax just isn't as crisp as the Mamiya. Well, with a heavy heart, it was time to say goodbye to the Mountain Lake Motel. But that meant it was time to begin the journey to the real deal Sequoia, which hopefully you guys should see next week. I really wanted to thank everyone because we just passed 500 subscribers, and I know that's very small in the landscape of YouTube, but it means a lot that anyone watches these at all, so thank you again, guys. Let me know if you had a favorite picture in the comments, and I hope you guys are liking this series of videos. I hope you have a great day, and until next time.